the End Hunger Challenge Project. I am here with Eric from Shallow Side.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this and letting us be a part of it. We appreciate it.
So you were telling me that you did a little bit of research, and I gave you a little briefing of like what we're about. How does that make you feel, knowing that you're helping?
It's great. It can't make you feel any other way except for like wonderful. Giving back is something I feel like a musician is obligated to do, because the craft is to hone the one thing that you're good at within yourself, but it's not just for you. It's for everyone to share with. So when we're granted with opportunities like this, or from people like you that are doing more in the community, like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. We'd love to do it. We appreciate you for making it happen.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time for like sitting down with us and doing that.
Absolutely.
So I remember on Facebook that you guys had your 6-year anniversary of Shallow Side. So can you tell me like more about how you guys got started, how you guys got the name,
Woo.
kind of.
We will wrap up 6 years in one small conversation. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. All right. So when we first started as a band, we were like typical garage band playing out in would be like one of those like wooden sheds that you can buy. They're like, I don't know, 10 by 20. I don't know. But so we started playing music out there, and we would typically play like, you know, cover songs, whatever was on the radio. It was mostly our guitarist and our drummer that was playing all this all the time, and we were just there to hang out. That's what we came for, and we would bring our friends, and it turned into this like kind of karaoke session where they were playing songs on the radio, and everyone was having a good time. We were probably like 18, 19 at that time, and so we were all like definitely underage drinking, like partying and throwing down in this like small little shed. But this was our home. This is where it was happening. And one day they were playing a song that I really like, and I forget what it is now. Like I'm 100 years old and I forget things. But so they was like, go ahead, sing it, like jump on the mic. And I was like, you know what? Boom. I'm like 2.5 Smirnoffs in at 18 years old. I'm about to do this. I jump on the mic, and like, if I could have the audio, if we were to listen to the audio of what that night sounded like, none of us would be here right now. We would have been like, nope, you can't do what you think you can do. That's not real. What you thought came out did not sound like that. But in my head, the way that it played out was like it was a packed stadium, and we were throwing down, and I sounded like Adele, and but that wasn't reality. But so that's where it started, and the guys were like, hey, you should like, we should start doing this thing. We should start playing more and playing more and playing more. And those parties grew to communities. Those communities grew to like large local crowds. And before we knew it, we were playing to 200, 300 kids at our hometown, and we had to move. You know, we couldn't like go to parties anymore because the cops were showing up before we were, and they were like, hey, we know what y'all doing here. Like, how did you know? The internet. It's like live all the time. So we started to turn this thing into a band at that point, and we started to develop in ourselves. And then our bass player Cody came along, and he'd already been playing in another band before, and he came on, and he's 6'6", so like he didn't ask to be in the band. He just told me that he was going to be in the band. And you don't really like argue with 6'6". You just like, okay, okay. So long story short, he jumps in the band, and the next thing you know, we're playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night shows at bars in Birmingham, Huntsville, Atlanta, Nashville, Tupelo, like all the cities surrounding, in the panhandle of Florida. So we're from North Alabama, so that whole area is where we were playing. And we were still working jobs from Monday to Friday, but we were playing shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And at like 20 years old, we were literally looking around like, hey, I think I'm going to die if we continue to do this, because like, I don't know when's the last time I slept. Also, where's my pants? And number 3, you're still drinking my beer. So can we do this or not do this? Can we go just one way or the other? We need to slow down with this dream that we think that we have, or we need to cut ties with reality and live a world that we are passionate about. And I feel like in every person's life you get that one moment to say, I'm gonna do it. And it's a real quick moment. It's seconds. It's seconds of your life to make a split decision that changes you forever. And it could come at a young age or an old age. At any time, that moment will come. It's up to you to make that choice. And we made that choice together. We literally just blindfolded, held hands, and jumped off the cliff into the music industry. So we all quit our 9-to-5 jobs, which were actually like 5 a.m. to like 3 p.m. In the morning time. I do not like waking up in the morning. But so we dropped that, started playing music, and those Thursday to Sunday shows turned into Tuesday to Sunday shows, and then we started playing music everywhere. Everywhere we went, we were just, it was growing. The people were growing, the people were coming, and then our management at that time and our booking agency that were both not even real. There wasn't even real companies. There wasn't real workers. They were just like fraudulent people that were just trying to take advantage of like a group of guys that had no clue, because they don't teach you how to be in a touring band. They don't teach you how to be a musician and go and tour and try to create a business on your own, especially if you've never had any experience at it. So we became stranded right in the middle of West Virginia. We had nothing left, no money, we had no shows. We were 9 months into touring at this time, and we were terrified. We were kids, you know what I mean? Like we had nothing left. We had nowhere to go, and then again we were presented with that opportunity to forget what we were doing, to let go of everything that we've worked for, go back home, and start that, quote unquote, regular life again. And there again is that opportunity where you're going to make that choice, whether you're going to fight for yourself or you're going to go home and live someone else's life. And we chose to fight for ourselves, and we started selling CDs out our trunk. And we sold we were touring in the Suburban at that time, so we would go to Walmart and we bought blank CDs for, like, this is when people still had CDs, and we'd buy a pack of 500 CDs. We'd sit there with our old school computers and we would burn like 2 songs that we had. That's all we had was 2 songs. We'd burn them on these discs, and then we would go and try to sell them for $1 or $2 to these people, and to the people of Parkersburg, West Virginia, at the Walmart and the mall. And then the radio station got word of it, that we were doing this, and we were there for like a week. They put us on to a couple of other people, and the next thing you knew, after about 2.5 weeks of literally pedaling our way to a better place, we started gaining more and more traction, and we would go to these towns, and that's what we would do. And this took place for like 1.5 years. And then that system started to grow, started to build, and we started to develop a name, and that's where the name family actually came from, because we were at our lowest. I feel like at any job that you take, you're going to hit rock bottom first. That's where you have to start. You have to learn from the ground up, and that was our rock bottom right there. And the people that were there to help us, that was our family. It wasn't our blood family back home, which they were there for us too, but it was the people that wanted rock and roll, the people that wanted to see like hardworking people fight for themselves, and not only fight for themselves, lead them into a better path, because we've crossed paths with so many people that kind of given up on themselves, but we give them our story, our testimony of how we worked for it, and it kind of like drives them as well. So to wrap that up, that's how we started, and that's how Shallow came to be who we are today.
So how
long story.
It was, but it works. So how did you guys come up with the name Shallow Side?
When we first started, we knew that we wanted to have a band name that stood for who we are. And we come from very honest backgrounds. None of us grew up with daddy's money. You know, none of us grew up with uncles and grandfathers who were just rich and loaded, and we were given everything that we wanted. That's for us. That's a far cry from reality. We worked for everything that we had, and when we, like I was saying earlier, when we took a dive into the music industry, we understood that no matter how hard we worked out, no matter how far we got, we were always going to fight for more and want more. Not only for us, but the people who follow us and the people who are with us. We want more for everyone, for the whole, human race, to be, I guess, like a pageant leader when I say that. But that's really what we wanted, and we knew that no matter where we stood, we were always going to be in the shallow side, because we want more. So every ground gained is just more to gain after that. So that's where the name came from, shallow side.
I like it.
Yeah, I told you. Just like talky.
Okay, so I can't remember off the top of my head, but are you on your 3rd or 4th album?
So we put out 2 EPs.
Yep.
We put out 2 singles, the very first. And if you look for those and you try to find them, like, good luck. I don't think you can. You did a really good job of burying those things.
Oh.
But luckily for everyone else, I'm not really good with a shovel, so if you just dig just a little bit, you'll probably find it. So we put out those 2, and that's where we started touring off first, and we started peddling CDs. But then we went to Starlight Studios in Orlando, and we recorded a 5-song EP titled Home Today.
Mm-hmm.
We put that one out, and Try to Fight It picked up national radio.
That's how I heard of you guys. If they played it on my hometown radio station, that's where.
Really?
Yep.
Boom! It worked. All right, so that was our first EP that we put out. It was only 5 songs, and then a little bit after that, we went back into the same studio in Orlando, Florida, with Starlight Studios, and we recorded the EP titled "Stand Up," which we released the song "My Addiction" with the banjo, and that one garnered national attention as well. And then we released "Stand Up" music video, which picked up a lot of radio stations in the Midwest. And now we've released "Rebel," which is a single that came out late summer, just a couple months back, and we're working to release our debut album, so it'll be our first full-length album in 2017.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, well, we got new music coming out like next week, November 18th.
Is that when what do you call it? Renegade? Is that your other song?
That's the we did a cover song of one of the greatest rock bands in history of American rock music, Styx. They wrote an incredible song called Renegade, and that's the song that we will be releasing November 18th, 2016.
I was waiting for it. I saw all the teasers
that
you guys have put out, so I'm just like, that's exciting.
We had an incredible time shooting the music video for that. The music video is great. It's a great music video, and I hope that the guys of Styx really like the song. I don't know why they wouldn't. It's incredible. I think we did a great job with it. It's huge, as our new president would say. It's huge. Oh, okay. This is probably too soon for everybody.
So how about for Facebook? What made you guys do Facebook Live like every Sunday at 5 o'clock?
Do you watch that?
Yes, I do.
Every Sunday, 5 o'clock, it's Shallowside Live, and I wish that we could do that where everyone could catch it at their 5 o'clock, but we do it at 5 o'clock no matter where we are in the world. So like 5 o'clock p.m. wherever we happen to be. So it changes. It varies for everyone else. Eastern time zone, Pacific time, and a lot of people are like starting to watch it in Europe and Australia. I don't know even if they have a time zone. They're in a whole different world, like as far as I'm concerned. But we have great fans over there too. But we started doing that because our message boards were filled up all the time, and I do a lot of our social media stuff But so does the rest of the guys, and so does our management team now, Thermal Entertainment. And we all work together to do this stuff. But our message boards were continuing to be like filled up with questions, and they wanted to like talk more, interact more, and someone suggested that in Facebook Live had just started. It was like they suggested that you guys should just go live, and I was like, well, let's just do this every Sunday. Like every Sunday, let's take time out of our day, and hopefully if the people have time as well, they can spend just a little bit of time with us, and we can do some interaction stuff. But it kind of caught on like wildfire, and now it's a wonderful thing for interaction for us and our fan base to get that one-on-one time, because we, above everything else, that's what we are here for, is to make sure that our music and our personalities, our thought process and opinions are across the board for everyone to be a part of. And we said it a long time ago that we're putting ourselves on this pedestal by we're blessed to have talent. And everyone is gifted with talent, but not everyone seamlessly finds it. For us, we found it and we've garnered it, and now that we have it, our fans, which we call our family, they put us on this pedestal. We feel like it's our opportunity at this point to make their voices heard, because they're not given that opportunity. They're giving us that opportunity. So in order to make that grow, it's a team effort. So that's why we do that. So everyone knows that it's a team effort.
That's awesome.
Not just music, it's family. That's a motto we live by.
That's awesome. Do you have any questions for him?
Oh, dude, I think you nailed it. I mean, shit. You weren't kidding when you said you love to talk. You're
go.
like getting the whole story. That's awesome.
I told you, I am just a mouthy guy.
Nothing wrong with it. Okay, one last question.
All right.
If you could nominate 3 people in any, like whether it be music, sports, whatever, in the entertainment industry, who would it be?
I would nominate them for what?
So this is how we keep our line going. So like bands nominate other band members, or the band themselves, or just individuals. I'm kind of putting you on the spot. So
I give you 3 of them.
It could be 3, it could be 1, it could be.
I don't know. I feel like I would need to. I don't know. I don't know. Oh!
I left you speechless.
Huh. It's not happening very often.
Got him.
I guess when I have to talk about other people in the industry, it makes me like cloud up. I feel like the guys in Blame Shift, like all the guys in Blame Shift, I think that I would nominate them to do this as well, to be a part of this. Blackstone Cherry, those guys are incredible guys. And who else? Save and Able, how about them? Can we just say like whole bands? Like these are bands that I tour with. So let's nominate them, or Trapped, or Saliva. You know what? Let me just like break out my list. I'll tell you what. If we can get some kids fed and some people some better days, I'll nominate everyone.
You give me a list.
If anyone comes through Minnesota, period, Mankato, this world, close enough for you guys to be a part of it, I nominate them.
Perfect.
Them.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, and we
Thank you.
appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Absolutely.